Welcome to the 7th acre of my 20 Acre Island Decorating Challenge. Hello, lovely humans. This is Kat from Good Noodle Cozy Games. If you'd like to learn more about this challenge, I'll link my intro video below so you can get all the details. I'd love for you to play along. This is the blueprint for the challenge. Decorating order was chosen randomly. I'll be decorating the beaches separately after completing the acre that is right next to it. Today's acre does not have an adjacent beach. Let's spin for our build, theme, and addition. So today we're building a Farmcore themed acre and including a villager's home. This is the build plan for HodgePodge. You can see the completed acres checked off and our current acre circled on the right side of the map. Now we roll for the build level. Today our acre is going to have one cliff level. Since this is a Farmcore acre, I want the main feature to be a barn. I'm going to stick it back here in the left corner. The first step is building a platform by terraforming, because the barn itself is going to be 2 levels or 2 stories, I guess, depending on how you look at it. I make the platform 1 block deeper than I actually need it to be so that I have room to get up and down with the ladder. The first step is taking these storefronts and making kind of like a roof kind of thing. So this first one I stick all the way to the back. And then I put one on each side of that. So it kind of mimics the roof. After I have this structure in place, I start placing simple panels to make kind of the decorated facade for the outside of the barn. In total, I ended up needing to make 3 different custom codes for this barn. The first one that you can see here is for just the basic siding, the panel for the outside of the barn. Originally, I was looking for codes that other people had made for barns, and like a lot of them were red, which I mean, obviously is a traditional barn, and I think it looks really cool, but I just wanted to do something a little bit different. So I made the basis of mine this kind of wood dark brown color. This second code right here is what I'm using for the doors. And I decided to make the trim color like a dark green. I wanted something that didn't stand out quite so much, that kind of blended a little bit. And I think these colors kind of do the trick. Now this area in front of the doors you can see it from the bottom. So I'm trying to kind of make it look like it's a place where they just have some storage, like they're storing their wheat or their straw or something like that. I used my favorite barrels on either side here. And I just put a wooden bucket up on this left barrel, and on the right barrel, I put some firewood. I'm gonna turn it around. Yeah, I wanna see it from that angle. Now that I have everything placed up top, I can get rid of this extra area in the front. That top area is just decorative and it doesn't need to be accessed. Now I'm gonna build the bottom part of the barn. And again, I'm using more of these storefronts as like so that you can see the roof basically. So I'm gonna put 2 of them on the front here. And then I'm also gonna put 1 on each side. The third coat that I made is for the windows of the barn. Now, I don't want you to get too attached to these windows because I do end up changing them. So in the final walkthrough, you'll be able to see what I ended up using. I'm also going to have doors here on the lower part of the barn, but I'm going to have them so that they're open a little bit so that you can see the front of the storefront. So it kind of looks like it's got some, like you can see the inside of the barn, if that makes sense. So I'm going to use 2 panels of the regular siding here on the side next to the windows. And then I'm going to have these doors open like this. I'm gonna do some decorating on the side of the barn as well. I'm actually gonna end up putting a tree back there, which is why I threw that ladder down. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense right now, but it will. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this, the sand that I'm using to delineate the different acres, just so it's out of the way. I'm gonna put a barrel all the way in the back here. I'm gonna scoot it over just a little bit so that I can layer it with some more decorations and you can still see it from the front. I'm gonna put a milk can next. And I'm gonna place a wooden box in the front. I think I'm gonna use the different color. Yeah, I have a brown one and I also have that green, but I think I'm gonna use the brown there. I'm gonna scoot it up a little bit so that it's kind of a little bit in front of the window, but not covering the window. And I'm gonna put another bucket on top of that. I'm gonna go ahead and move the milk can and also the barrel forward a little bit. I was thinking I wanted them in the back, but I think I like it better being up here. I customized a cardboard box with the orange on the front because I want this to be like an orchard, so I was thinking that maybe they were getting ready to ship them or something like that. I have a hose that I'm sticking here in the front. Okay, I like that left side. I'm gonna use that green box over here and put some firewood on it and then have an axe next to it. Lastly, I'm gonna put a tractor back here. I wanted to have a little bit of red as kind of a nod to a traditional barn. There is a lot of pathing on this acre. You know I love my pathing. So I'm gonna start having the path go from the front of the house here and connecting it to the fishing acre to the right and also to a gardening area that we're gonna have in front of the barn. After putting most of the path down, I decided to put the areas of dirt where I'm gonna have the garden, so then I can finalize kind of where I want the rest of the path to go. After I have the garden plots in front of the barn, I can finalize where the pathing is gonna connect. I use a combination of like my typical curvy pathing over to the right, and then in front of the garden area, I use straighter paths so it looks a little bit more modular. I put another dirt patch over here for the start of like a little orchard. I make it curved so it's a little bit different than the area that's going to be within the fence. I also put two more smaller dirt patches over here to the left of the house. I put some little flower custom codes down just to kind of separate the two areas. Right now I'm figuring out where I'm going to put the trees. I have one of each fruit tree kind of spread throughout the whole acre. These dirt patches in front of the barn, I'm planning on using for a vegetable garden. In this little patch in the top right, I'm gonna do wheat and also sugarcane. I'm gonna do 4 of each. In this patch, I'm gonna do 4 rows. I'm gonna do carrots, potatoes, and 2 rows of different colored pumpkins. In this last patch over here on the left, I'm gonna do tomatoes. I'm gonna leave a space in between each one because I think like in a real garden, you need a little bit more room for tomatoes. I'm gonna plant my trees in the 5 holes that I made earlier. Next, I'm going to accessorize the garden plots in front of the barn. In front of the tomatoes, I'm going to use the stacked bags and put an outdoor watering can on top. I'm going to put a scarecrow right in the middle of the plot, put an outdoorsy shovel over here next to the pumpkins, and put one of the hand carts over here at the top of the tomatoes. Instead of using traditional fencing, I decided to use log stakes to enclose the whole garden area. I'm going to make this area in front of the apple tree kind of like a mini orchard. So I had some cardboard boxes customized with the apples on the side. Also a ladder in front of the tree. I'm making this little area over here with a beehive and the little stool with the wasp nest on it. I used some log stakes and a bush to kind of separate it from the pond area. Patty is the villager that I have living here, and I wanted to give her a little seating area in front of her house. So I used these 2 rocking chairs and then also put a log stool in between with a cup of coffee and a monarch butterfly model behind it. I'm going to place a couple of plumeria bushes and then move on to the areas to the left of the house. This is a little mini gardening area with some stacked bags and the potted starter plants. In this little plot, I'm going to put a water pump and another wooden bucket. I also put some more log stakes over here behind the seating area. And of course, I have to put a little duck over here. There are some places around the farm that I want to put some more bushes and also some red flowers. Okay, I think we're ready for our final walkthrough. I'm starting at the bridge over here where the fishing area is and walking over to Patty's house. She has her little seating area over here with her rocking chairs, which is so cute. To the left of her house, she has her little flower area and her water pump so that she can water her plants. I think it's really funny with that big old womp in the back. Heading up here to where we have the beehive and the wasp nest. And also our little mini orchard with the apple tree and the boxes and the ladder. Moving into our main garden area in front of the barn. We're growing a whole bunch of different kinds of crops. This is also a really good area to see our barn. I'm really happy with how it turned out, especially since I changed the window custom code. It was such a fun and relaxing build for me. I hope you liked it as much as I did. As an FYI, I record each acre as you just watched it, plus a long play with no commentary, so you can choose which way to watch. All custom codes I've used on this island will be listed in the description. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.